this too. You got these card stores around here that I just can't turn myself away from. So let me show you some pictures of some more gear we have, what they do, and then I'm going to turn you guys loose on some of these demonstrations around here so you can see how these work. This is our Burnell rotator. We have one set up over there by Alan, and let's see. Letters in 9, 8, and 7 are letters that are 2040 letters. That's what the state requires for driver's licenses, right? The next smaller size is 2030 up here. And these lines are all 2020, which is normal vision. And so in a minute, I'm going to have you guys try this and see what you think. Where you're going to read 2020 on this row, and then we'll start this chart moving somehow and see what that does to your visual discrimination. This is one of our contrast sensitivity tests. Here's a circle with high and low contrast bars on it. And as you look across here, you have in number 1, which one of these two matches that? Well, it's that one. And it's that one. And it's that one. And it's that one. And it gets tougher as you go down the line. And so we're seeing how far you can go. We're scoring your contrast sensitivity. Relevance in sports vision, a lot. The first thing that comes to my mind is golf. I've had a lot of golfers tell me, I have trouble sometimes if I'm driving and I can see the green down there somewhere, but I can't tell where the fairway ends and the green begins, and I can't see where the rough is. I can't make that distinction. Well, it may be a contrast sensitivity issue, and we always evaluate that on our golfers to see if that's a problem. Depth perception, this is called the Howard-Dolan test. We have one of those set up over here too, where we can evaluate, basically we have these 2 pegs sitting here, and you grab some strings about 10 feet away and move this peg until these are the same distance from you, using only your depth perception skills. If you have a depth perception problem, again, it might be a problem in golf. If you're misjudging distances, whether it's the hole from the tee or whether it's when you're putting and you're misjudging a little bit, that might affect your golf game too. Eye-hand coordination, this is a Wayne saccadic fixator. It's about this size. The athlete stands in front of it, lights will come on in random locations, and then I have to reach up and touch the light and put the light out. In 30 seconds, it tells you how many lights that you got correct. And so we're trying to increase the speed, increase that accuracy in eye-hand coordination. There's also a balance board that we can attach to that. So as they're doing this task, they have to stay balanced on the balance board. If they tip one way or the other, they lose a few points. So they have to stay balanced as they do this eye-hand coordination test with this balance board that hooks into that Wayne saccadic fixator. This is one of my favorites. This is called a Wayne Speed Track. It also hooks into the Wayne saccadic fixator. What this actually is about a 15-foot rubber strip with a series of red LED lights coming down. And when it starts, the light down here blinks a few times, and then the lights will shoot down towards your athlete. And what the athlete can do is either take this button and push the button when the light gets down here, or better yet, this is an infrared sensor. If you have that close to that strip, and you give the athlete a baseball bat, and they're watching this light down there, and it gets down close and they swing, it tells how accurate their swing is. Are they swinging too early, too late? And you actually get a readout in milliseconds of how early or how late that you are. One of my ball players a couple months ago came in, was consistently great swings, but he'd always swing early, considerably early, almost every time. And so we talked to Dad. Oh, he does tend to pull the ball in left field, and so we talked for a while and figured out visually what might be causing that. So we changed our regimen a little bit to kind of work on that anticipation skill and eye alignment and visualization thing. So this is a very useful, very fun, very competitive kind of a procedure too, because kids want to get the best scores ever. This is one of our peripheral awareness and reaction time instruments. Patient stands out here with a joystick in their hand. Lights will show up randomly on the outside, and when the patient sees the light, they push the joystick as soon as they see it, and records the reaction time in seconds. And so if they have a problem on the right side with reaction time, that's a good thing for the coach to be aware of, and we can maybe try some things to try to improve that. The Sanit Vision Integrator, we've got some pretty high-tech stuff over there. This is a big TV monitor. Here's a better picture. This is a big TV monitor with a touch screen on the front of it. This is just a PC computer, and this has got several programs on it. This is one of the programs on the monitor, a spinning wheel with these white dots, and it isn't actually that big, but this is what, and the athlete will have to just, as this rotates, you can change the rotator speed by adjusting the scale down here. As it rotates, they've got to touch the white dots and make them disappear. So it's eye-hand coordination, eye movements, anticipation, all those things like that together. This is our most recent acquisition, and I'm really having fun with this. This is called the Vision Coach. It's a stand with a black screen over here, and lights will show up, and the athlete reaches up and touches the lights. And there are several different procedures you can do with this. This is from the manufacturer. It claims it can do all this stuff, including draw your bath and make your coffee and clean your car. Whenever you see all these things listed for a particular instrument, you start thinking, I don't think so. But these are all the things the company claims that it'll do. But it's really a cool piece of equipment. And we've got several research projects we're starting this year to get some more information and validate the use of the Vision Coach. I know that the USC Trojans football team installed one in their locker room. The St. Louis Cardinals baseball team have one. The Pittsburgh Pirates have a couple. At NASCAR, the U.S. Army has a trailer that you can walk up to and be all you can be. And they have one of these up there for folks to kind of bang on and look at scores and so forth. So this is ours in our clinic. And you get up here, you get like a time score, an error score, and then there's, like I said, there's a lot of different variations of things you can do with it. But I think it's going to end up being a very valuable piece of equipment once we figure out what it means and how it works. Finally, I think these are the vapor strobe goggles that we have here somewhere. Oh, I have them up here. That I want to show you guys. What we used to do, like with football players, receivers, is we put them in a room, a dark room, with a regular strobe light. And they'd stand, about that far apart and just play catch with the football. And you turn the strobe light on, and it would be flickering really, really fast. They'd be playing catch with football. Then we'd slow the strobe light down, and they'd keep playing catch. And slow it down some more, so that the receivers would only see the ball, here, and then here, here. They wouldn't see it the entire flight, so they'd have to anticipate it, what they expect that ball to be, and that helped them to become better receivers. Well, these goggles do the same thing, and we'll show you these in a minute with the demonstration too, where these goggles will shutter on and off as you're playing catch with a baseball or a football, and designed to help you with visualization skills. Final word from my my talk. I'm sure you all recognize this young fellow. Larry Fitzgerald was a ball boy for the Minnesota Vikings as a kid. He was also fortunate enough to have a grandfather who was an optometrist. And his grandfather put Larry through a lot of vision therapy procedures because Larry was having difficulty in school. And his grandfather thought this would help out him in school. And it did, actually. But then he also did some sports vision training activities, too. Larry's a very gifted athlete. He practices hard, and he's a good person. But I think the vision training, I like to think, played a little bit of a part in his big skill and experience that he has. So we've got this plaque. It's autographed. Optometric vision therapy made a big difference in my life and my career. I was fortunate that my vision problems were caught early. Get your eyes checked, something like that. So that's Larry's address. We proudly display that in our clinic, and the students all know what's my only goal in life. Right? I told you guys.
Get in there.
My only goal in life is to have Larry Fitzgerald come to our clinic someday. So I keep tweeting him, but he's on Instagram tweets. I keep trying. So yes, ma'am.
On some cable show, they have a sports science thing, and he was hanging upside down or passing to him. And they said his accuracy, even upside down, catching the
I
ball.
think I actually saw that show, yeah.
It was really amazing. So,
And that's part of what vision training is you put folks in weird situations and see how well they adapt. If they can adapt to that and do well, then when they're standing up, they can do great.
right.
So I think I remember that show. Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
He's just amazing. All because of vision training. What time is it, 6? Let's take a minute. I'm going to ask for volunteers. And we're trying to, not to embarrass you, but I want to give people an idea of what some of these things do. We've got, what, 1, 2, 4 stations? Yeah. So I want to get involved with just one person to show how it works. And then when we're all done with that, I can answer more questions if there are. And then before you go, if you wanted to kind of come over to the stations too and see for yourself what it looks like, what it feels like, what it seems like, take advantage of all these things. We've got some pretty cool gear here. So let's start with dynamic visual acuity. Okay. Anybody in here think they can see 20/20 and think they're an athlete? Or used to be an athlete?
He had LASIK surgery and he's just athletic. So
10 years ago. You're in. All right. You just got volunteered. Come on up here. All right.
No.
Stand on that tape. Move it face down towards that rotating chart. Get number 7 going across that one. Bring it down so it's going across. Number 7, row number 7 is our 20/20 row. It's kind of small. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Try it.
FSOEZEP.
You got them all. That's pretty good. Now, watch out. Try this. Now we're going to have you go to, not yet, see the number 9 there at the bottom, and there's same size letters kind of all jumbled up. Don't read those yet. Okay, you can read those letters in a minute. Fire when ready.
All the way?
All the way.
Oh.
Okay, so find number 9. It's also 20/20. Read those letters.
E O T Y.
It's taking so long. So how's that seem compared to the other one? A little different? We haven't had anybody throw up yet. It kind of makes you a little busy. Do that to the combination, yeah. So it's the same size letters. Differences are we have them kind of jumbled up, and they're also spinning at a pretty high rate. If you got a baseball coming at you at 100 miles an hour, you want to read stitches and see where, that's kind of what we're talking about. What I will say, I'll embarrass a couple of my students here. There really aren't, intuitively it makes sense, dynamic acuity because athletes' worlds are moving. There really aren't a lot of data out there on standard ways to test. I've seen doctors spin athletes around in chairs. I've seen slide projectors being spun around, or put the athlete and have them jump or run. There's no standard way. So Alan and Amanda are 2 parts of a 4-person team we had to collect data with this. We got data here and also at a university in California to try to develop some standards. How fast do you rotate it? What size letters do you use? What's expected for somebody who's had LASIK? What's expected for an 18-year-old baseball player, football player? And we're trying to collect those data. And these 2 and their colleagues, we've got Excel spreadsheet upon Excel spreadsheet that we're trying to get through to hopefully get some of this stuff published. So that's it. That's dynamic acuity. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you very much. And again, if folks want to come up afterwards and try this too, we'd love to show you so you can just kind of see what it is that we're talking about.
Too late, honey.
Depth perception next, Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to do depth perception? You. You want to? Try. This is easy. It's fun. Go sit in that chair over there. What's your name?
Jack.
Jack? Okay, Jack. I'm Bill. That's Brandon.
Chair here.
You don't mind if we take Jack over there, do you?
No.
Okay.
You see those two white pegs through the window there? So what I want you to do is to try to line them up as best as you can, okay? Try pulling these two string, or pulling this string here.
See how it moves like that? And it's right next to it there. You think it's there?
Stop.
Pretty close.
All right, Jack, well done.
A lot of the tests that we have on computers or in books are all up close, but again, for golf in particular, you want to get test distance depth perception. This test has been around for longer than some of us put together. I'm not going to say anything.
What are you looking at?
Many years. It's an old, but it's really effective. And athletes, when we do screenings, we bring this in and they say, oh God, I hate that test. I never can get it right up. But it gives us a good idea of how well they can discriminate depth for it, and that's very important for fielding ground balls, for getting a distance on a putt, a short or a long putt. And if there's just a depth perception issue, we try to find out, well, why is that a problem, and we fix it and make it better. So that's why that's an important assessment test. So, thanks. All right. How about, who's doing this? Are you in charge of this?
Sure.
Come on up. I need somebody who plays basketball. Any basketball players in here? Come on. There you go. Yep, come on up. All right, so when you're playing basketball, say you're the point guard, bring the ball up, and all of your team in front of you. And when you pass the ball, you're not going to look at the player past him. You're going to probably look down here or do something like that, or kind of fake out so the team doesn't know where you're looking. So you've got to use what we call peripheral vision, peripheral awareness to make those passes, right? I think that's how Steve Nash did it. He used to play basketball, didn't he, Steve Nash? He doesn't play anymore. I don't think he plays anymore. I don't think he does. Anyway, we used to ask, how does Steve Nash do that? My God, he's always accurate and also, that's peripheral awareness. So we're going to have you do a peripheral awareness procedure and kind of get an idea of how we do it in the optometry clinic. So come over towards me and face that wall over there. And let's get step back a little bit right about there. You got room too? Yeah, I think we there you go. All right. Now, what I'm going to have you do first here is just read those letters. Sounds pretty hard, right? Take your time. I want you to read letters about 1 per second. So 1, 2, 4. So read that first one just like that.
1, L, 4, D, E, A, H, E, N, H.
Fantastic. That was really good. Now, let's go to, let's start right there and see. Now, let's read the second row just like you read it. But, while you're doing it, this guy's going to toss beanbags to you from the side. But you've got to keep looking at the letters and keep reading. You can't look anywhere else. You've got to keep calling off letters. When you catch a beanbag, just drop it and throw you another one. Okay? Same pace, just like that. So whenever you're ready.
K, 2, D, S, U, 4, L, O, S, C, H, C, 7, A, E, T, 3, 1.
Got like three letters. That's pretty good. So the idea is that with the ball player, you're not done yet. With the ball player, not only is there peripheral awareness, but he's also thinking about what's going on. His brain's working too, so that makes your brain work as well as being able to toss to the side. Now we're going to make your brain work even a little bit harder. Let's say you caught 3 that time. I mean, that may give you 4. Okay, good. Put that up. This is going to be a very similar thing, but what I want you to do, stand back where you were. I want you to read those, that chart, but don't say the words. Say what color the words are. Don't say the words. So the first thing we'll say is yellow. That's exactly right. Okay, so don't say the words, say the color. Got it?
Yellow, pink, black, blue, red, green, black, yellow, blue, red, orange, black, blue, green.
It wasn't too bad, actually. So what we did there was we added a little bit of additional cognitive load, make his brain work a little harder, as well as having to catch the ball. So a lot of those things are going on at once. And if a player wants to get better with peripheral awareness or passing or things like that, this sort of thing develops those skills. Then we start throwing bricks at you, heavier things at you, and see how they go. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Good job. That was nice. Strobe goggles on? Okay. All right. This is the cool. This is